Hello, so this is how you set up a booking.com listing, and it's going to be the easy way. Okay, so we're just going to be importing it from Airbnb, so it's going to save you a lot of time. Of course, you first need to make that listing on Airbnb, and it needs to be live, it needs to be public, it needs to be verified. Then you need to make a booking.com extranet account. Okay, so it's this one over here, booking.com extranet. You can set up an account here. This is the one you need to do. That's going to be like your main booking.com place for hosting. So you need to set that account up. Once you've all set up with booking.com, this is how it's done. So you come over here and go add new property. Sorry, I'm just going there for now. So yeah, once you click add new property on booking.com, then you've of course select an apartment, a home, hotels, B&Bs, whatever. In this case, it's a home. I'm renting out the entire place, not room by room or like not a private room. Choose what's best suitable. It's not an apartment, it's more of a holiday home, okay? It's not a holiday park, a chalet, villa, things like that. How many holiday homes are you listing? I'm just listing one for now. Yes, guests can book the entire place. That is correct. So I'm going to say continue. Okay, here's the fun part. So where else is your property listed? You're going to click Airbnb. You're going to go to your Airbnb accounts. You're going to click listings over here. You're going to find the property that you want to import. At the bottom left hand side over here, it says view. I'm going to click view. And then I'm going to click share over here towards the top right hand side. Click share and then copy that link. Then you're going to paste that link over here and click import. So here we go. It's imported all of this information. You've just saved yourself a lot of time, especially with this one. This is important. You will have to double check it all once it's imported, but let's just have a look. So we're going to go continue. Yeah. Let's keep that name. That's all good. So where is your property? United Kingdom. Let's do this. Let's see if it picks it up. Sorry, let's just get this. Get the correct address. I actually had some issues trying to film this earlier, so I hope update the address when moving. Hallelujah. When moving the pin on the map. Okay, that is where it is. So yeah, you're going to put your address details. You just need to verify this. So we're going to click continue. Hallelujah. Okay, so it worked this time around. Do you want to connect the listing to your channel manager? You can, I suppose, connect it now. I'm not going to show you how to do that, so I'm just going to say no, I won't be using a channel manager at this time, just for the purpose of the video. And now we just need to confirm, so where can people sleep? So you need to go through this, okay? It's extremely important to get this right from the offset. Otherwise, it's going to lead to a world of problems, okay? So, add bedrooms. So there's a double. Which beds are available in this room? Bedroom 2. There's one double. Add bedroom. This is actually a 4-bedroom HMO property that I'm just using for purposes just to show you the video. It's actually an HMO property. We're not going to be using it for service accommodation, but just for the video. Living room, 0 beds, other spaces. Where can people sleep? Bosh, double bed, perfect. How many guests? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is correct. How many bathrooms? There are 4 bathrooms in this property. Do you allow children? Of course we allow children, okay? I mean, yes, you got to click yes here. Don't do it hard. I didn't say that. Do you offer cots? Either say yes or no, depending on your property. How big is a holiday home? Let's actually look at the EPC. If you're not sure, guys, you can just go to the EPC. Domestic property. type in the postcode, fine, click that, and then it's 65 meters squared. So you're going to put that in there, 65 meters squared. Square meters, of course, if you prefer to use feet, then just use feet. But that is that. Let's go like this. Of course, there's free Wi-Fi, there's kitchen, there's washing machine, flat screen TV. So just go through these, okay, bit by bit. You've just got to do it, unfortunately. Let's go continue. No, we don't serve breakfast. Yes, there's free parking. No reservation needed on site. Or technically it's off site, it's on the street. What type of parking is it? Public. So again, you would change that as you need it to be changed. English, you can add in other languages if you speak other languages. Smoking allowed? Definitely not. Parties, events allowed? Definitely not. Do you allow pets? You can either say yes upon request. In this case, I'm just going to say no. Check-in from until midnight. You know, it's self-check-in, so blah, 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 blah. Check out from midnight until 11 a.m. So again, everyone's property is going to be different. Just set it up as you must. Forget yours. Okay, cool. You're going to add, so just say you can get ChatGPT or AI to help you write some descriptions, blah, 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 blah. You can select information about the neighborhood and yeah, blah, 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 blah. You can just set this is for the host profile imported from Airbnb. I'm just going to say none of the above. I'll add these later, okay? Just for the video. What does your place look like? So it's imported these. That's all good in the hood. I certify that I took these photos, or I give permission for the photographer to use these images. You've got to click that. Of course, have your best photo as the main photo. And yeah, otherwise you can just upload extra photos or more photos here. We're going to go like that. Okay, so while you're getting things set up, okay, while you are new to Airbnb and Booking.com and things, I highly suggest you turn this on. Allow guests, so all guests will need to request to book just while you're getting things set up with Price Labs, maybe your channel manager, syncing it all up to Airbnb. You don't want any issues. You don't want people booking straight away while you're still setting things up. So it's very safe to do this. I'm going to show you after it's made, the listing, how you can change this to instant book, okay? Because it is in like a very hard spot to find. There we go. So it tells you about the request to book. But again, if you set up, if you're ready to go, if if everything's perfect, you can just click that one, which is instant book. So I'm going to just use that one for now. Can you currently accept credit cards? We'll handle all payments online, so you'll never have to collect payments by booking. Yeah. Again, most of the time it's going to be this one here, but again, it might be different for you. Obviously, it tells them about service fees and things like that. Again, you got the price. I'm just saying £250 right now. Yeah, just for the video. Get guests additional, get guests attention with a 20% discount. This is off the first 3 bookings, okay? You could really get caught out with this booking, because if you have other discounts on, like a weekly discount or a monthly discount, and someone books, like maybe it's one of the first 3 bookings you get, they're going to get an additional 20% off, which in my eyes is just not sustainable. So I never turn that on personally, but I know what I'm doing. You can always, change it at another stage, but I turn that off, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is to have your discounts piled up, and then someone books for 2 months and you're not making any money, and yeah, that's going to be a nightmare. Let's go continue. Cancellation policy, you can edit here. So recommended, you've got 14-day, 5-day, blah, 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 blah. It's all different, okay? I'm just going to use this one for now. It's already there. I'm going to have the same amount per group size. You can always change that. It's up to you. Every property is different. Prices and age groups, blah, 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 blah. Non-refundable plan rate. Not going to get too deep into this stuff, guys. You can always edit this at a later stage. Guests will pay 15% less. Okay, so it actually is important to go over this. So non-refundable rate plan. I am going to take this off, okay? You can keep it on if you want to. I'm not going to. This means that if they click non-refundable, they get a 10% discount. You could change it to maybe you would like a 5% discount, okay? I'm going to take this one off for now for my own property. And the weekly rate plan, yeah, a 15% discount right now for 7 days left. I think that's pretty fair. I might just drop it to like 10%. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. Again, this property is not actually going to be on booking.com, just using it for the video. You can even turn it off here, but I would suggest you have like at least a 10% discount for a weekly stay. Okay, bosh, bosh, bosh. You're going to click continue. When is the first, the first date the guest can check in? So you could say as soon as possible, or if you're still decorating, you're still furnishing a property, maybe it's only going to be ready on the 15th of the month, okay? Maybe you're going to be getting photos, like more photos, and just painting it and, you know, getting it all set up. You can always do that. How would you like to open up dates for bookings, okay? Continuously extend my availability too. You can have it set up to that. It's completely up to you. For this case, I'm just going to say 60 days. I would suggest the longer the better, because then, of course, you can get more bookings, you know, because you get more visibility. But yeah, again, this is just an example one, so I'm just going to set it to that. Do you want to sync your availability with Airbnb? Okay, now, if you're using a channel manager, then you can just skip this part, okay? Because you will connect booking.com to your channel manager, Airbnb to your channel manager, and your channel manager will talk to both people, to both platforms, and not get any double bookings. So like the channel manager will connect the calendars automatically. So I'm going to say skip. I've never actually done this because I've always been on a channel manager. I highly recommend, if you want to be taking this, you know, rent to rent or Airbnbs or service accommodation seriously, I highly recommend getting set up with a channel manager straight away. I recommend like Lodgify. I've got a lot of experience with Lodgify. They're pretty good. I've just moved over to Guesty as well. They're one of the most expensive ones, but they do have some really good features. And yeah, we're going with them. And we use charge automation to take guest IDs, to sign rental agreements, to take a £300 authorization payment on their card before every stays. ID checks, everything like that we do with that. We actually do that through a third party called Charge Automation. So just some more information for you. Take it if you want it. I'm just going to click skip there. Do you want to allow 30 night plus days? Hell yes. Who wouldn't want to do that? Okay. Nightly. Yeah. So allow guests to say up to 90 nights can help you fill up your calendar. That is the maximum right here, it says. So yeah, 90 days. Let's go. Continue. That's it. You've done it. Everything you need before your guest stays. So you can click here. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Obviously read through this. Make sure you're happy. Open for bookings. Now, one of the main reasons why we... Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, this is what I've been told. If you import the booking.com, the Airbnb listing into booking.com, I think you skip a verification step, okay? This is what I've been told. So if you weren't importing it from Airbnb and you were setting it up directly, like going through this whole process without importing it, then I believe that booking.com will send you a code of some sort. It's like a 6-digit code or an 8-digit code via the post, and that can take like 2 to 3 weeks, and let's skip this. And it can take about 2 to 3 weeks to get there. And only once you physically receive the post at home, well, at the property, you might need to go there or send a cleaner or blah, 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 blah to receive it. Then you need to like verify that code with booking.com, and it can take a long time. And until you do that, your property will not be able to be bookable, if I'm not mistaken. So do your own research. That's just from my understanding. Overall, how easy was it to do your listing? I'm going to say very easy. There's always room for improvement, okay, with all of these companies. Next step. Anyway, why am I even doing this? Skipping that. Okay, happy days. So this is the property, guys. Now, very important, before you leave, you have to add some extra fees like cleaning fees. A lot of people forget about that. They add their property and then they're like, whoa, we're getting bookings, but oh shit, they forget to add cleaning fees and then they lose out on money. They have to cancel stays sometimes. It can be a pain in the ass. So you go over here to property. You go over here to policies, I believe. No, I think it's, here we go, property policies, if I'm not mistaken. Then you're going to scroll down. By the way, guys, spend time going through all of this. You want to be an expert. You want to know exactly where everything is. If there's an emergency, if you need to do this, if you need to do that, you have to just know where it is. Of course, if you get stuck, ask ChatGPT, ask Gemini, flip and just, use the artificial intelligence that's out there. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Go over all this information as well, but scroll down here. So here we go. So from property, you go to property policies. Scroll down, additional fees and charges. You go to edit. Alongside the room/apartment rates, will guests need to pay other fees for their reservation? Yes, they are going to. They're going to pay cleaning fees, okay? What is the type of fee? Cleaning fee. You can add different things here. Of course, most of the time it's just going to be cleaning fee. Is this already part of the room rate? No, you have to say no. Otherwise, it's going to be included. So you have to say no. Payment type. Per stay, money per stay. You're not going to be doing per night. You have to click per stay. You're not going to be doing percentage. It's got to be a fixed amount per stay. Now, this is also important. If your cleaning fees are, let's say, £100 for the clean, if your cleaners are charging you £100 for a changeover, you have to add at least like 15%, okay, onto your cleaning fees. So find out what the booking.com current like commission rates are, like the host fees and charges are. If I'm not mistaken, it's around about 15%. So you are going to add 15%. What's 100 times 15%? Okay, some people might struggle because it might be a weird number. Maybe it's, so in this case, you're going to go 100 times 115% equals 115. Okay, super simple. I knew that. I'm just showing you how you would use it. So if your cleaning fees were £98, then you would times that by 115%, and it will give you that. Okay, always round up as well. So anyway, in my case, it is £115. The reason you do that is because Airbnb and Booking.com, all these platforms, they take the commission off of the cleaning fee even. So you don't want to lose out and having to pay £15 or whatever, 15% extra out of your pocket for cleaning costs. You want the guests to cover those costs all the time. So then you're going to click save. Okay, very important to click save. And okay, here as well, in the same place under property policies, if you scroll all the way down, this is where, so once you set up and you're ready to go and everything's connected to your channel manager, you're happy with the pricing, everything's ready, the property's ready to go, you can go over here, how to receive bookings. It says all guests need to request to book. So you can click edit there. And then you can click that, Bosh, all guests can book instantly. And then you can click save. And then your property is live. It is ready to go. In this case, I'm just going to not do that because this property is not going to be available. You can also go to the calendar section, and there's availability planner, and you can override date and stuff here, but I'm not going to show you how to do this because all of this should be done through your channel manager. But those are the main things that you need to do. Okay, also, if you haven't done this, know your partner KYP form. You have to complete this form as soon as possible. As soon as your account's live, as soon as your listing's live, you need to get this set up, and you need to this is like a verification. It's like ID verification and things like this that you as a host have to do. So I highly recommend you do that straight away, so that you get ahead of the game. But I hope you liked this video. That's about it from me. Just remember to add your cleaning fees and to either make the property instant book if you're ready, or request to book if you're still trying to do things. But take your time. Like, that's everything I've just showed you is just to get the property up there. You then have to go through all of these room amenities. Okay, this is a lot. Look how much this is. You can go down. Is there a swimming pool? Is there tumble dryer? Is there this? You know, in this case, yes, there is. So blah, 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 blah. Is there rooftop? Is there an iron? Yes, there is. In your Airbnb, there should be. Is there a hot tub? You need to go through all of these in the bathroom. What's provided? Like, this is so, 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 so important. Look how big and extensive this is. So you're going to have to go through and double check all of this stuff and click save when you're done at the bottom. So many people just set it up and then they walk away. That is not it. You need to go through, as I said, go through all of these. Click this, check your property page score. What can be improved? How can you optimize it? General info and the property status. Check it all out. Double check the photos. Go through this. Room details, your profile, like, and then there's this boost performance. How can you do here? Commission free bookings. I actually don't know a bunch of this stuff, but you can go through your promotions here, your pricing, like blah 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 blah. Like, this is, you've just got to go through this and be like extremely up to date with everything and get everything set up properly. So yeah, that's it for me. Hope you liked the video. Drop a subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment if you found this useful. By the way, with this method, importing Airbnb, I'm not 100% sure if you're going to override the the verification code that might get sent out to the property via post. I'm not 100% sure. Do your own research, but to my knowledge, that is a way that you can kind of bypass that and get the property up and running live as soon as possible. Because I know Airbnb will verify the property, and then if you just import it, you know, booking.com will probably trust Airbnb. But I'm not 100% sure. You just got to do it. But that is how you set up the listing. Now I can breathe. Have a good day. Cheers.